How much do you actually know about our solar system? Would you be able to list all 8 planets orbiting our sun off the top of your head? With today's video, we would like to travel with you to the remotest corner of our planetary system. To be more precise, we are going to Neptune. This gigantic celestial body has made headlines in the world of astronomy time and again. This fascinating phenomenon regularly occurs both inside and on the surface of the planet that simply cannot be explained by experts. Together with
Neptune
you,
is the
we are on the trail of these mysterious events. Have fun with this interesting topic.
Thus makes Neptune
Let's
the
begin our
fourth-largest
journey
planet
through
in
the
our solar
vastness
system.
of the universe.
In the world of astronomy,
at the outermost
Neptune is
edge of
assigned
our
to the
solar
so-called
system,
ice
there's
giants.
a planet Neptune.
This term is used to
This
describe
gigantic celestial body, which is about 58 times the volume of our Earth, was first discovered in 1846. At that time, the astronomer Johann Gottfried de Gauss succeeded in immortalizing Neptune, which is about 4.5 billion kilometers away from us on the star chart. The diameter of the planet is about 50,000 kilometers.
Composition from
this
our blue
value
home
corresponds to about 4 times the diameter of the Earth,
however,
and thus makes
borrowed
Neptune
from
the
Roman
4th
mythology.
largest planet in our solar system. In the world of astronomy, Neptune is assigned to the so-called ice giants. This term is used to describe those celestial bodies whose mass is essentially composed of volatile chemical compounds. According to this distinction, Neptune consists mainly of hydrogen, helium, and methane,
is that the ice giant
and therefore
is the only
differs
celestial
greatly
body
in
in
its
our solar
composition
system
from
that
our
we
blue
cannot
home
see with
planet.
the naked eye from
The
Earth.
name of this
This
giant
is only
planet,
possible with the help
however,
of special
is borrowed
astronomical
from Roman mythology. In the imagination of the ancient Romans, Neptune was the water god who ruled all the oceans of the world and the other bodies of water on Earth. Another characteristic of Neptune is that the ice giant is the only celestial body in our solar system that we cannot see with the naked eye from Earth. This is only possible with the help of special astronomical telescopes.
Important new insight
The
into this
chances of
gigantic
seeing
celestial
Neptune
object.
itself are best on clear
At that
evenings
time,
and autumn.
NASA's unmanned
Mysterious
space
events on
Johann Gall
Neptune.
and his assistant
In
Heinrich Dürres
1989,
located Neptune
Voyager
within 1
2
degree of
reached
Leverrier's
Neptune for the
predicted
first
position.
time and brought
Historical
experts important
significance.
new
The
insight into
discovery
this
of
gigantic celestial
During this
object.
spring, the southern
At that
hemisphere
time,
receives more
NASA's
sunlight
unmanned
and
space
appears
probe
brighter.
had already been
This
on its
increase
historic
in
mission
brightness
through the
is
endless
actually quite
expanses of
noticeable.
our
For the
galaxy for
first
over
time,
10 years.
while simultaneously
Voyager
detecting
2
six
succeeded in
previously
taking
unknown
images
moons
of
in the
Neptune
direct
for the
vicinity of
first
the
time
planet.
while simultaneously
Viewing the storms
detecting
that whipped
6
across the
previously
surface of
unknown
Neptune.
moons in the direct
Neptune's
vicinity of the
physical
planet.
characteristics.
Viewing the
1.
storms that whipped across the
Orbit and
surface of
rotation.
Neptune caused
Distance
great
from the sun.
astonishment among
Neptune
experts.
orbits at an average
The
distance
strong
of
winds thrashed
even
across
if it
the
is
ice
only a
giant
small
with a rapid
impact,
speed of
it
more than
makes an impact
2,400
and the
kmh.
increased sunlight
None of the
levels
leading
in the southern
astronomers could
hemisphere
explain how
warmed up
these
by about
winds,
None of the
10
leading
which were also the
astronomers could explain
strongest
how these
storms ever
winds,
measured,
which were also
were
the
even
strongest
possible
storms
on the
ever
surface
measured,
of the
were
giant
even
planet.
possible on the surface
But the
of the giant
violent
planet.
storms were not the
But the
only
violent
phenomenon
storms
on
were not the
Neptune
only-
that pose a
Meaning
great
a
mystery
Neptunian
to
year spans
scientists.
multiple human
The
lifetimes.
information
Day
collected
length.
by Voyager 2
Neptune
led to the
rotates
conclusion
rapidly,
that the
with a day
surface of
lasting
Neptune,
only about
with
16
an average
hours.
temperature
Whereas
between
elsewhere
minus
on the planet,
218
remains
degrees
frozen
Celsius
and stays
and minus
deeper in the
20 degrees
troposphere.
Celsius,
Just
is
a quick
approximately
recap
as
of the
high
spheres
as
of
that
the
of
planet.
Uranus.
The troposphere
Despite
is
the
the
fact that
between
Neptune is much further
-218
away
degrees
from the Sun
Celsius
than
and
Uranus,
-201
astronomers
degrees
were
Celsius
completely
is
baffled by these
approximately
new
as high as
facts
that
about
of
the
Uranus,
ice giant.
despite the fact
It
that
was
Neptune
time to
44
search for
kilometers,
explanations.
making it slightly
How
smaller
can the
than
surface
Uranus,
temperature
although it
of
is denser.
Neptune be
It
explained?
is 17 times
But
the mass
before
of
we
Earth,
dedicate
earning it the
ourselves to the
title of an ice
explanation
giant.
provided by
Topic in
scientists,
itself, and we'll save
let
it for
us
another
briefly
video.
return to the nature of
If you look at
Neptune
the
mentioned
weather
at
on
the beginning.
Neptune, it actually
Due to the
has
fact that the mass
fastest
of the
wind
planet
speed
is
of
mainly
any planet,
composed of
with wind
volatile
speeds
chemical
flow-
compounds, the
How can the
approach to
surface temperature
temperature
of
measurement
Neptune be
differs
explained?
significantly from the measurements that are
But
carried
before we
out,
dedicate
for
ourselves to the
example,
explanation
on
provided by
solid
scientists,
celestial bodies.
let us briefly...
The problem that this poses for scientists is that due to their technical abilities, they can only measure the temperatures of the outermost gas layers of Neptune. According to experts, it appears that Neptune emits twice as much heat as it receives from the
Bands are
Sun.
also formed on the
However,
planet.
in this regard, the giant
approach to
planet is
temperature
not
measurement
alone in our
differs
planetary
significantly
system.
from the measurements
Similar
that are carried
phenomena
out,
has been
for example,
observed on both
solid
Jupiter and
celestial
Saturn.
bodies.
What is more
The problem
unusual
that this
is that
poses for
Uranus,
scientists is that,
which is also an ice
1.
giant, emits much
Composition.
less heat than its
Major
counterparts.
components. Hydrogen,
In simpler terms,
80%,
One could
helium,
say that
19%.
Neptune manages to warm from within
Voyager also
despite the
saw the
comparatively
smaller
lower
storm
solar
known as the
radiation,
small dark spot
whereas such
south of its
phenomenon
big
cannot be
sibling.
observed in the case
As
of
Voyager 2
Uranus.
approached Neptune,
The inner
the
heat
smaller
source of
storm
Neptune,
changed in shape.
Twice as
the
much heat
origin
as
of
it
this
received
inner
from the
heat
sun.
source of Neptune
However,
is, according
in this
to
regard,
experts, to be
the
found
giant
in the
planet is not
formation of
alone
our
in our
planetary system. In
Similar
general
phenomena
terms,
has been
this
observed.
is a
Neptune's
residual
winds
heat
are
that
the
was
fastest in the
emitted
solar
during the
system,
birth of our
reaching
solar system
2,160
and is still
kilometers per
present
hour,
today
1,342
due to the prevailing
miles per
gravitational
hour,
contraction,
faster than the speed of
an
sound
effect
on Earth.
occurs in which
Giant,
the internal
bright,
energy of a planet is
high-altitude
converted
clouds
into heat
also
while the
come
surface
and
of a
go.
celestial body
But
slowly
why then
contracts
doesn't
due to the
Uranus,
gravitational
which is
forces
very
acting
similar in
on it.
composition,
The heat generated inside
inner
is then
heat source
released
of
on the
Neptune.
surface of the corresponding celestial
The origin
body.
of this inner heat source
While the
of
question
Neptune
of
is,
the temperature
according to
composition
experts,
on the
to be
surface
found
of
in the
Neptune
formation
has
of
been
our
also
deciphered by
observed,
experts over the
emphasizing the
years.
transient
It
nature
is still
of Neptune's
unclear why
weather.
Uranus,
4.
unlike
Seasonal
Neptune,
changes
does not have
due
such
to
an
its
internal
28
heating
degrees axial
system.
tilt.
The researchers
Neptune
agree
at
that
only
such a
900
transformation
kilometers per hour.
process once took place
Can
on
all this
Uranus
only
as well.
be due to interactions
However,
with the sun and
an
its
unknown
seasons?
event must have
Something
ensured that
else
the
must be at
phenomenon
play
was
here.
stopped
gravitational
on this
contraction.
planet.
An effect
Why does
occurs in which the
Uranus lack
internal
internal
energy of a
heat?
planet is converted
A possible
into heat, while the
explanation
surface
for
of the
this would be,
celestial body
for
slowly
example,
contracts due
a
to the
collision with
gravitational
another
force.
The
celestial
region
body,
appears brighter
which
due
could
to
have
methane
caused
gas being
Uranus to be
released into the
thrown out of
stratosphere.
its ancestral
Neptune's
orbit.
internal structure,
Another answer to
like
the question
Uranus,
of why
Neptune's
Uranus
internal
does not
structure
have an
is dominated
integrated
by-
heat
So you would have
source
thought
is
it's
a
also
theory
the
that the heat
coldest.
generated
But
inside
actually,
a planet is
Uranus
not
is the
emitted
coldest planet
constantly
in our
over
solar
a
system.
uniform period of time,
Neptune
but is
radiates
rather
heat from
released in
within.
Surface of
individual
Neptune
waves.
has been deciphered by
It is
experts over
therefore
the years.
possible that
It is still
Uranus is
unclear why
currently only in a
Uranus,
sort of
unlike
resting
Neptune,
phase and
does
thus
not
a
have
period
such an
between
internal
two
heating
heat
system.
waves. According to
research-
Composed of
experts,
silicates and metals.
such a heat pause
Mantle
could last for
surrounding the
thousands
core
of years.
is a layer of water,
Therefore,
ammonia, and
it is
methane
currently
ices.
very difficult to
Atmosphere.
understand the theory
The
of
outer layer
internal
is
heat
composed of
waves
depleted
occurring
all
in
of its
individual
primordial heat.
phases. Only the
Astronomers
beginning
now
of a
theorize
new
that
heat
the more
episode on
active weather on
Uranus would
Neptune
allow
might be due,
astronomers to
in
leave the
part,
field
to
of
this higher
speculation.
internal heat.
However, the different ages of the
Why does
two
Uranus
planets could
lack
also shed
internal
light
heating?
on the temperature issue.
A possible
In
explanation
fact,
for this would be,
Uranus
for
is
example,
much older
a
than
collision
Neptune.
with another celestial
In the
into
course of
carbon
a
atoms,
planet's
which form
lifespan,
diamonds.
the intensity
These
of its
diamonds
heat
may accumulate in a
radiation
liquid
changes
carbon ocean
greatly.
or fall as
While
diamond
young
rain,
planets
a
tend to
phenomenon that
radiate a
scientists
great
are
deal
beginning
of
to
heat,
It is
recreate.
composed
the
of mainly
corresponding
80%
radiant power
hydrogen
of older
and then
celestial
19%
bodies
helium,
decreases more
with
and
very
more.
small amounts
In
of methane.
addition, the
It's this
individual
methane, though, that
composition
gives
of a
Neptune
planet
its
determines
blue
how
color.
quickly and
is the
how
theory that the
intensively
heat
heat is
generated
emitted,
inside a planet
how the
is not
storms on
emitted
Neptune
constantly
arise.
and over a uniform
Now that
period
we've
of time,
already given
but
you
is
some
rather released
explanations
in
on the
individual
temperature issue,
waves.
we'd
From
like
its
to
center,
come back
this
to the
unusual
already
alignment
mentioned heavy
suggests the
storms that
field
are
is
prevalent
generated
on
in the planet's
Neptune.
mantle rather
As a
than its core.
reminder,
Rings
on
of
Neptune, there are
Neptune's
storms
rings
which
are
sweep
faint.
across
Ice
the
surrounding
planet's
the core.
surface at a speed of over
And where the core and the
2,400
mantle meet,
kilometers an hour.
The pressure is so
According
great
to
that
scientists,
the methane may break
the
apart
source of the
and
colossal winds
diamonds
could
are formed
also be
under the
directly
could last for
related to the
thousands of
temperature
years.
conditions on Neptune.
Therefore,
In
it
addition,
is currently very
the nature
difficult
of the
to
planet's
understand the
surface
theory of
accommodates
internal
the
heat
rapid
waves
speed of the
occurring in
storms.
individual phases.
On the surface
Likely
of
made of
Neptune,
organic material
there are no
mixed with ice.
mountains or comparable
2.
landscape
Structure.
formations that
The
could
ring system
naturally
has
slow
5 main
down the
rings:
rising
Gal,
winds.
Leverrier,
Although
Lasso,
astronomers assume
Arago,
that
and
Neptune's
diamonds
internal
raining down
heat
through
source
the mantle
also
like
contributes to
hailstones.
the rapid drifts.
This is just a theory,
Scientific
though,
proof
as
of this
technology
thesis
has
is
only
extremely
recently
difficult to
started
obtain.
recreate such
This is
pressures.
mainly due
To
to the
shed light
major
on the temperature
obstacles
issue.
that stand in the way
In
of the
fact,
experts'
Uranus is much
observations.
older than Neptune.
While Earth
In the course
goes
of a
through its
planet's
natural
lifespan,
cycle in the
the
space of a
intensity
year,
of its heat radiation
Neptune
changes
needs a
greatly.
full 165
Triton,
years to complete
retrograde
this
orbit.
undertaking.
Triton's orbit
This
is in
means
the
that
opposite
knowledge
direction
about the
of
planet
Neptune's
can
rotation,
only be gathered
suggesting
very
it was a
slowly.
captured Kuiper
This
Belt
is
object.
therefore a scientific
Cryovolcano
project that will
surface.
involve several
Even
successive
the two
generations.
ice giants'
It will surely
magnetospheres
take
share
a long
similarities.
time before we humans
Neptune's
have collected
magnetic
more
field is
complete
offset
information about
47
the ice
degrees
giant.
relative.
The individual
In
composition
contrast
of
to
the planet
solid
determines
planets.
how quickly
On gas
and how
giants,
intensively
a
heat is
large
emitted.
part of the energy release is
How
converted
the storms
into
on
wind.
Neptune arise.
The fact that Neptune releases
2.
twice as much
Other
energy
moons.
as it takes from
Neptune
the sun could
has
therefore
14 known
explain
moons,
how the
ranging
violent
from the
storms
large,
on the planet
irregular
come
proteus
about.
to tiny outer
Some
moons
astronomers
like Psamathe
suspect
and
that the
Niso.
winds of
Then
Neptune
it found
originate
the
from
same
inside
thing
the
out
planet,
about Neptune,
and are the
which has a
result
more
of the
normal
internal
axial
heat
tilt.
source combined
So,
with the
the
natural
current theory
rotation
is
of the
that the magnetic
celestial
field
body.
is either not
This would
generated
also
in the core,
explain why
There
the
are
winds
storms
of
which sweep
Uranus
across
are
the
much
planet's
weaker than the
surface at a
storms
speed
on
of over
Neptune, the speed of about
2,400 kilometers per
900
hour.
kmh, even though
According
both
to
planets have a
scientists,
similar
the
rate
source
of
of the
rotation.
colossal winds
Exploration.
However,
1.
whether it is really the
Dynamic
absence
weather.
of the internal
Why does
heat
Neptune
source that
have
makes
such
the
extreme
storms on
winds and
Uranus
storms?
comparatively
the role
weak
of its
still
internal
falls
heat
within the
and
realm of
atmospheric
conjecture.
interaction
relation
with
to its
There are
rotational
likely a
axis.
multitude of different
Every planet in the
factors that are
solar system
responsible for
hasn't
the
actually
individual
got a
phenomena
perfectly
on a
aligned
given
magnetic
planet.
field.
The
Even
exploration
Earth's
of our
magnetic
solar
north is different
system
from
will
where the north
certainly
On the
keep
surface
the
of
world
Neptune,
of science
there are
busy
no
for
mountains or
countless
comparable
generations
landscape
to come.
formations that could
Hope you
naturally slow
enjoyed
down
your
the
trip
rising
to our
winds.
solar system.
Although astronomers
Are you
assume that
also
Neptune's
interested in
internal heat
astronomy?
Neptune's moon
Which
system
planet
and
in
ring
our solar
formation.
system fascinates you most?
Internal
Feel
composition.
free to tell us your
What
opinion
truly
on the
lies
topic
beneath
in the comment
Neptune's thick
section.
atmosphere?
See you soon.
Studying